Hello and welcome to a weird-ish kind of video that I am doing. So I may be at my desk to start off this video, but it is not a normal sit-down kind of video. First off, you may notice that the audio sounds different, and I'm not using a mic because I primarily am going to be doing a vlog type video for this week. I used to really love to vlog, but ever since I stopped making primarily bookish content, I never really knew what to vlog, if I had anything to vlog. So I'm just gonna try it out this week. I say this week, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning. It's almost 10 a.m. and I'm about to log into work, just kind of testing out vlogs. I will be telling you what I'm reading, what I'm watching, what I'm getting into, what the cats are doing. I say this week, but I'm really only doing this like Tuesday to Saturday. I don't want to do a lot of days because truthfully, my weeks don't really have a lot of variety in them. I go to work, I work from home clearly, so you know I don't have to really go anywhere. I don't have too much going on as far as plans this week. Jake is off today. He recently got a new job, so he is now off on Tuesday and Thursday, at least this week. I don't know if that's going to be his normal schedule moving forward. As far as my day job, which I do work through Pearson, I'm not going to say exactly what I do, but it is a lighter day. I only have about 31 activities to finish for the day, and like 10 of those are just basically checking something that takes 2 minutes, so it's not going to be very long. I did just get out of the shower, but I did not wash my hair because of the nature of my job. That is my night job. It is a physical activity job, so I do get sweaty, so I come home and take a shower then, and that is when I wash my hair, after it is all dirty. But my hair is very oily and greasy, so even now, even though I just wetted it in order to comb it down, it feels really dirty and gross, and I hate the way my hair feels majority of the time now, but you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I'm just gonna take you on this journey, show you what I'm reading, watching, doing, whatever. I am about to turn on the TV as I'm doing my daily task, and I have been rewatching The Challenge. I recently bought Paramount Plus primarily for The Challenge All-Stars, but I have been rewatching some old seasons of The Challenge. So I'm up to season 25, which is The Challenge Free Agents, which was one of my favorite seasons when it aired. I've only watched it the one time, but across the Challenge fandom, this is a season that is considered to be top tier and a really good one, so I'm excited to jump back into it. I'm only halfway through the first episode. I had to stop it last night to go to my other job, but I'm excited to dive back into that and see how far I can get into the season today. But yeah, that's kind of it. I'm really excited to be vlogging. I really enjoyed vlogging, but like I said, I just don't know what to do as far as vlogs anymore, so hopefully I can do these little experimental vlogs maybe like once a month or something to just kind of try it out. So yeah, I will catch back with you later, maybe on my lunch break or something. I don't really know. Just kind of whenever I feel like picking up the camera, I guess. Hello, I'm back for the afternoon. It is now after my lunch break, actually. It's like 4:30. Well, it's almost 4:30. I have one more appointment left for the day at 4:30 actually, and then I'm done for the day. But when this happens, when I run out of tasks to do kind of early in the day, I just sit here because I have to, just to monitor the phone and wait for incoming calls or text to kind of handle, but I will also be putting on The Challenge, which is already on in the background. Jake has gone to fill up my car with some gas. He also put some clothes in the laundry, and then to make dinner in a little bit. I'll probably start that at around 5:30 or 6-ish, so that way I can eat at about 6:30. And that gives me, you know, plenty of time to finish eating before I have to go to my second job this evening. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to update you with the rest of the day. I am planning on updating you on what I'm reading later. So I actually started last night the audiobook for The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. And she... this was like, I don't know if this was her debut, but this was like the trilogy that kind of put her on the map as far as myself being aware of her. And I know the trilogy, The Remnant Chronicles, is really popular on BookTube, so I'm probably about like 2.5, maybe close to 3 hours into the audiobook for that I started last night at my job. And It's fine so far. Like, honestly, right now it's really just about like a 3-star. And I did read a couple of lines and some reviews last night, and I'm really, really worried for the rest of this book. I did check out all 3 books from the library as a kind of a plan to binge them, but if this first book is like 3 stars or less, I don't think I will continue on in the series. I am intrigued by kind of the world and magic system. It seems kind of interesting, and it's not as high fantasy as I thought it was going to be. I thought magic was like very prevalent in the world, but it's really not. It's more of just like a kingdom kind of book. That's where we're at right now. That's what I plan on doing tonight. So I will update you, I guess, after my job. It is obviously much later. It is now past 10 o'clock. It is 10:15 at night. I didn't get any B-roll. I didn't update you as far as anything. Not that anything major happened, but I did want to hop on here and just talk about 2 quick things. One, The Kiss of Deception, the audiobook that I'm listening to. I'm now on chapter 34, so I listened to 20 chapters of it tonight. I think I'm now 5 or 6 hours in of I think it's just over 11 hours as an audiobook. It's still just okay. I think I'm going to finish it, but honestly at this point I don't see myself wanting to continue on in the rest of the series. Like I said, we'll get to the end and see how the ending does, but it really is not good. But obviously I am home from work, I'm showered, I'm in my bathrobe, I'm about to lay down and go to bed. And normally when I'm laying in bed after work, I normally will just watch YouTube, which is what I probably will do. Side note, I washed my hair. You obviously can't tell, but it feels so much nicer now, and I love like playing with my hair when it's wet. I don't really dry it completely. This is so stupid, but I just love to like run my fingers through the front of it, and I like will bring it down sometimes and just do this and like comb it with my hands, which I know is like really bad for it, but I just like to do it. But yeah, that's everything that I have, so I will promise to make tomorrow and the next couple of days more exciting. I swear. Okay, and now we are back to my classic spot. It's about 2 minutes before I'm logging into work, so it's about 9:58 right now. As you saw, I got some B-roll of me making breakfast this morning. Just wanted to kind of update you for today's plans. It's going to be a lot of what we did yesterday, but today I actually have even less tasks to do for work, so today is going to be an extremely long and slow day. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but I'm hoping maybe I can get some reading in, or maybe I can do a little bit of cleaning. The apartment is not like super messy, but you know, I just gotta like sweep a little. And you know, do you hear Link? I don't know what he's meowing about. He's literally right over there, right in the corner. You can't see him, but I guess I'm just not giving him enough attention. The plan for today, I got my red headband in. I forgot to wear my headband yesterday, and I forgot one at work last night. So my hair was flying all over the place. And that wasn't fun. I think today I'll actually get some footage of me actually working. Obviously, I'm not gonna really show you like the screens, because there's, you know, data on there that you cannot see. So yeah, that's kind of what I have to do. So let's jump into my work day. Alright, hey guys, so it is now a little bit later in the day. It is like, I think 3 o'clock almost. I'm currently on my lunch break. About 30 minutes through my lunch break, and I just had some lunch. I made myself some a tuna fish sandwich. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. So now I'm just going to hang out for the rest of my 30 minutes that I have for my lunch break until I have to get back into work. Work this morning, you saw a little bit of me working, but when I got into work, we were given, when I started work, we were given these headsets to basically use as like our headsets and, you know, mics and everything. And my headset, like the actual speakers for the headset were working fine, but my little microphone was not working. And at first I thought it was like my settings, but then I checked that and it wasn't working, and then I looked at this and I don't know what is wrong with it. It just sits here, like I don't throw it or anything, so that was not working. So the first like 2-3 hours of my shift really were very unproductive. I had to switch that out and get I have now my own headphones that I use, and I'm just using the regular like speaker or like mic through my computer, which I don't know how great that audio quality is for my students that I'm calling, but it's getting me through, and no one from IT has responded to me yet. So hopefully I can get a new headset sent to me soon, hopefully, but we will just have to see how that turns out. And the second half of my shift is going to be hopefully a lot more productive than the first half of my shift. But while we're here, I wanted to do a quick book haul for you, since I don't make primarily bookish content that much anymore. I haven't done a book haul in probably a year and a half, I want to say. Yeah, so I just wanted to share the books that I've bought. Now, I do have a bookish Instagram that notably I do neglect from time to time, but I am planning a post with these 4 books as a book haul. But if you're watching this video and you also are following me over there, you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek. But these books I bought with a gift card from Barnes & Noble that I got from my coworkers for my birthday that happened at the end of March. I was really thankful for that, and I really wanted to just kind of treat myself since this year has been kind of really hard for me, and you know, books are something that is, they're like my comfort buy. That is a relative, you know, easy thing, I guess, to buy, in the fact that they tend to not be super expensive, because my other things that I love to buy is furniture. I love buying furniture, and that can get expensive. So buying books or furniture, I'll buy books. So I managed to get 4 books through Barnes & Noble with my gift card, and I'll go through them now. The first 2 are 2 that I've already read. So the first one is I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. This is a nonfiction book all about the Golden State Killer, and this was my favorite book of 2019, but I listened to it as an audiobook, but I really wanted to own it. So I went for this, and I looked for it directly in the store and found it, and this was for sure a book that I was definitely going to get, because I was trying to decide between like 8 or 9 books that I kind of had picked out, and I only ended up getting 4. And this book was always going to be one of the ones that I got, because I never ever see this in like a thrift store. I've checked thrift books for it like once or twice, and it was always a hardcover edition, and truthfully I wanted it in paperback, so I finally got this, so I'm super happy to have that. The second book that I have is another book that I've already read, and it is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. This is a thriller mystery book, maybe a little bit horror as well, that I read once again in 2019. Listened to it as an audiobook and gave it 5 stars, so I really wanted to own it because I really enjoyed it. And I had never seen this version of the cover before. Normally it's like in this white kind of cover. I think that was like the first edition hardback, but then they changed it for the paperback. And I'm actually a huge fan of paperback books. I do like the way hardcovers look on bookshelves, but I think just for organization and space purposes, paperbacks work way better, as well as reading, because I actually might reread this in the future as well. So for that purpose, the paperback, I went for that one and was happy to find that. The next 2 are part of a series, so let me get these in order. The first is The Exiled Queen, which is book 2 of the Seven Realms book series, and then I got the third book, The Grey Wolf Throne, both by Cinda Williams Chima, which are books obviously 2 and 3 in the Seven Realms series. I bought The Demon King like in mid-2020 last year, and I haven't started it yet, but I definitely plan on starting it soon, and so I wanted to just have the whole series because I do want to binge the series whenever I finally do start it. So now I just have one more in this actual series. They didn't have the 4th one. If they had the 4th one at Barnes & Noble, I would have bought that one as well. So I was happy to find these, and these are heavy books. Like, they're actually really long too. Like, I think this one is over 500 pages and this one is just about 500 pages, but it's like kind of thin pages, or I don't really know, but they're like heavy books. But the only other 2 books that I wanted to get that I didn't get because they didn't have them were Blue Lily, Lily Blue, and The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater, which are books 3 and 4 in the Raven Cycle series, which I read the first 2 and really want to finish that series, but I have not been able to find the last 2 books at any Barnes & Noble that I've gone to. I haven't seen them at any thrift stores. I might just end up caving and buying them from Amazon and just having them shipped directly to me because I really want to finish that series out within this year because I really enjoyed the first book. Didn't enjoy the second book as much, but it still is interesting, and I think the characters are really great. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me on my lunch break. I will check back in with you later tonight, maybe when like I'm cooking dinner or something like that. Me and Jake are gonna have just breaded chicken and asparagus for dinner. I might make some rice with it too, but I haven't decided. So yeah, that's what we're having for dinner, but I'm just going to relax for the rest of my lunch break. It is now like almost noon. It's 11:39. I'm currently on my first break from work, so that's been a lot of fun. I finally got my headset situation resolved, so I'm getting a new one hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, by Monday. So Jacob is off today. He's gonna go get the kitten's nails trimmed soon, so that's really fun. I'm currently watching Rob Has a podcast about Survivor All-Stars, so really it's just all around a pretty good Thursday so far. Something I forgot to tell you last night that I meant to tell you was I finished The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. And this book, I did not like. Like, looking back on it, it's a book I never should have read. It's not a book that is built for me. It's not a book that I was ever going to love. I don't know why I thought that I could potentially like it, but I didn't. It was a 2-star, and I went back and forth between trying to decide if it was a 2-star or a 3-star, and ultimately I went with the 2-star because that is my feelings on the book. Like, I really didn't like it, but I also wanted to be fair and objective as far as, like, it's not a book for me, and I just grossly misunderstood what the book was really going to be about. Even after reading some reviews after starting it, I should have DNF'd it, but I didn't. I kept going, and ultimately I hated it. I really hated the second half of the book. I thought it was fine for the first part, like when our main character, Leah, is like, running away from her kingdom and setting up this new life. I actually found that part to be pretty intriguing, but at the point in the story where the 2 main love interests were introduced, I was like, oh, this is fine, like, it's intriguing, like, which one is she gonna fall for? But then once she actually kind of got in, like, a relationship, I was like, okay, well, obviously this character is this character, because, like, the main plot is that Leah runs away from her kingdom, she runs away from a marriage, and then 2 men show up in this village, and one is an assassin who was sent to kill her, and one is the prince that she ran away from the marriage from. And it's pretty obvious like her main love interest of who he is. So that took kind of all of the intrigue. And then the second half, she gets kidnapped by the assassin character. And then the second half of the story is basically her being kidnapped, really, like them going on this journey. And I just hated it so much. I found our main character to be annoying and whiny. I did not like her in the second half of the book. I thought she was interesting in the first half, and then the second half she just became annoying. I really think a lot of that has to do with how the narrator portrayed her in distress. Just, she had this like really whiny voice to her, and I didn't like that. The love interests, both of them, no chemistry whatsoever, very insta-lovey, as a lot of the reviews say. Like, love is thrown around way too quickly. Like, the entire course of this book takes over the place of, like, I want to say maximum 2 months, but I don't even think it was 2 months. I think it was like a month and a half. And yet she's fallen in love with these two men. And they've fallen in love with her when she really has no personality because she's basically lying about who she is. Like, well, actually, no. She is so dumb because bitch never comes up with any other characteristics of herself. She basically says everything that's true about her except for the fact, like, oh yeah, like, I'm also a princess. Like, doesn't change her name, says she has 3 brothers, says she does all of this stuff. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And so I thought I was going to give it 2.5 stars, and then I was like, you know, I'm not giving it 2.5 because then I would feel like I want to upgrade on Goodreads to 3 stars. So ultimately I just decided to give it a 2 stars in my own personal rating system, my own personal spreadsheet that I use, and I'm just going to give it a 2 stars on Goodreads. If you like romance, read this. Doesn't really have a lot of high fantasy plot elements, which I was expecting it to have more of, and it didn't, so just was not for me. I'm not going to be reading the second or third books. So let me tell you what I'm going to read next. My next audiobook that I checked out was Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This book, again, I don't know if it's going to be for me. I don't know if I'm going to like it. It's like a kind of like revenge-y plot type thing between these 3 like teenage girls. They like team up. And I think it has supernatural or paranormal elements to it. Maybe not this particular book, but I think the next 2 books, because I'm pretty sure it's part of a trilogy. But this book has just always intrigued me ever since I joined BookTube, or started watching BookTube back in like 2011. This book has kind of been around since then, and it doesn't get talked about a lot anymore, but I've always been intrigued by it. It's not a book I really want to pay for to read, so I'm going to listen to it. And the audiobook itself, I think, is only like 7 hours. So it's very quick, even though the book looks really long. Like, I remember when people were holding it up, it looks really long. So I'm going to start that tonight. Maybe I can finish it all in one day tonight. Today is like my last day of my job, as far as I only work Sunday through Thursday. So that's primarily when I listen to my audiobooks. I don't really listen to them over the weekend. So I'll update you on all of that later on. But for now, I only have 2 minutes left of my break, so I got to get back to work. And, yeah, thanks, and I will talk to you later. Now we're recording.
Look at this cute boy. Look at the cute boy.
Thank you. Would you like to sit?
Hold on, do you want another cute boy?
Bring me baby Lynxie. Baby Lynx boy, hi. Oh, you're so cute. You just love the camera. Don't you? You love the camera. Oh, yes. Do you want to sit in my lap? Oh, no, you want to sit.
Where's baby Hansa?
Okay. I think he's under the bed. Oh, look at the gorgeous baby boy Hansa. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, look at his little foot. Look at his little foot.
Like little toe beans.
He's so cute. Oh, baby boy.
And there's her cold open.
Yes. Okay. Okay, it is clearly later. It is 11:37 p.m. I've been home. What?
It's too late. You gotta go to bed.
I'm going to bed after this. I've been home for 2 hours, and I started and finished Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. Guys, 5 freaking stars. I loved this, like, so much, and I can't even explain why. It was just like the perfect amount of like CW angsty soap teen drama with like a little twinge of supernatural element in there. It just worked. Like your three main characters, Lilia, Kat, and Mary, are like very distinct and different from one another and all have very clear motivations. And you don't necessarily root for them, but they, like, you kind of understand why they're doing this. If you don't know, because I really had no idea what the plot of this was before I started it today. And basically, it's these three girls, it's Lilia, Kat, and Mary, who join up together to basically exact revenge on these three people in their lives. And those three people, the two authors, the author duo ship, whatever, that does a great job of making you really dislike the three characters who are kind of getting this revenge, especially Rennie and Reeve. Rennie is one of the best teen villains I have ever read, honestly. Like, I hate that bitch. I do not like her at all, and you're not supposed to. You really are not meant to sympathize with her as a character, because of the three leads, I would say Lilia is like our main character, with Kat being the main and a half character, and then Mary is like the third tier of like main character. And so I feel like Lilia is best friends with Rennie, but it's actually Kat who is kind of exacting the revenge to Rennie. And like I said, it's just like the perfect amount of like angsty soap drama that you just need from like a CW show. Like I said, it like was just great. Now there are some pretty dark topics in here that are talked about as well. The topics of sexual assault and like, you know, the R word happen, and you actually see a little bit of that, which I was not expecting. There's also talks of suicide, and you see a suicide attempt on Paige, so I was really not prepared for that. And this book came out in 2012, and I feel like the language around some of those things and the way some of those things were handled, oh my god, did you just... Anyway, the way some of those things were handled, like I said, the language and some of the things discussed, I don't think were handled, you know, very delicately. It's not like anything was like glorified, like we were not ever supposed to think that it was okay to sexually assault someone or okay to, like, you know, drive someone to try to commit suicide, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I really liked this book. I can't explain it. Like, it was 5 stars. I want to own it. I know this wasn't really like a very coherent review, but great book, honestly, in my opinion. I think it's my favorite book that I read this year. I think this will be my first 5-star read of this year. And honestly, for a little teen girl, like Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars type story, written in 2012, to be my favorite book of the year so far, I'm a little shocked, but I am going to lay down now and go to bed. Tomorrow is my early day at work, so I work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. And truthfully, I'm not going to vlog during the day. The next time I'll catch up with you will probably be after work, because I think that's when I'm finally going to organize my bookshelves. And then when Jake gets home tomorrow, we are going to be watching Avengers Endgame. He has been going through some of the old Avengers movies with me, because previously the only ones that I ever saw were the ending of the first Avengers, the ending of Iron Man 3, and then the entirety of Endgame. And so we have watched all of the Captain Americas, all of the Avengers, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange. We skipped the Thors and Iron Mans because truthfully, I do not care. I am not invested in them. What?
Forgot Ant-Man.
Also not invested, even though I love a Paul Rudd, like any other gal out there. I just, you know, he's an ant. I get it. He's small. It's fine. I don't really need to see it. But Doctor Strange, I think, is my favorite one.
Better than Age of Ultron?
Yeah, Age of Ultron's my number 2. I'll discuss this tomorrow, so good night. I will catch up with you when we are watching Endgame, and I'll give you my updated rankings then, so look forward to that. And that will be the end of this vlog, so yay! I'll talk to you tomorrow. Just took all of the books off of my bookshelf, and I made myself a smoothie after to enjoy. It's very delicious. All of the books are currently over here, but I didn't take the stuff off the very top of the bookshelf just because that stuff is going to stay up there. What I plan on doing, I'm thinking of organizing this in 2 different ways. First, okay, well, hold on, let me back up. Normally, I do organize my shelves by height with keeping authors and series together as consistently as I possibly can. But the way I'm thinking of potentially doing it now is I'm thinking that this shelf right here, the one closer to the door, I might do as like a red shelf. So those are going to be all of my red books, and I'm going to keep, you know, the authors together, the series together that I've read. Keep them, like, as in, like, not do height order, just, like, do what looks great. But I really feel like I will not be able to handle that. Like, but then this shelf over here would be like a TBR shelf, because I've never had a TBR shelf. I've always had my red books and my TBR books mixed in together. That's just how I organize it. Like I said, I like to do keeping authors together and by height order. But I'm really looking to switch it up potentially. I'm just not too sure what's going to look best. And before you ask, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing last night. Get off my back. I never think I have a lot of books like here, and this is only half my book collection, and then I take them all off the shelf, and I'm like, damn, that was a lot of work. That took a lot of time. It's a lot of books. Also, Jake and I only planned on staying in this apartment for 1 year, but we are now staying for 2 years. I think I talked about that before. And so I never actually bolted these to the wall. That's why they have that little gap in them. That used to be real severe, but I straightened them up. But they also hang, or not hang, but lean pretty far off the wall. But I think I might bolt them to the wall actually pretty soon, and just like get like wall hole filler or something like that. Like, because I hate the way that they lean, and it also makes me really nervous with the cats potentially trying to jump back there. They're pretty good about not doing that, but then just like the fact that they lean just makes me worried. So and I know it's like really bad bookcase management to not have them bolted in the wall, but when you're a renter, you know, in certain places, it just, you can't all the time. And so it just, I don't want anyone to come for me in the comments, please. Just don't come for me, please. Also, I didn't know these fucking IKEA shelves were going to lean so far forward. I've had Walmart shelves my entire life, and they never leaned like this. They were always very sturdy and firm against the wall, even without bolting them to the wall. So I blame IKEA, personally. These shelves, I've already told that story before. If you want to watch my bookshelf reorganization, building my bookshelf video, I think I go over the whole story there. I'm not going to redo it here. But enough of me just blabbering on. Let's actually get these books organized. Okay, so I decided I'm going to check in with you to explain each shelf as I'm doing it. So let's start with this shelf up here, my top shelf. This is basically series that I have completed, sorta. So what I decided, because I can't handle series being separated, okay? So what I decided to do was that if I primarily read the series, then it's going to go on the red shelf. If a majority of the books I own in the series are not read, then I am going to include that on the TBR side of the bookshelf. And so I have over here a Game of Thrones, which I've only read a Game of Thrones, and I got halfway through a Clash of Kings, but I just like the way that looks there. It also prevents the cats from trying to get up there, because they know that they can't, so I just like the way that looks. And then the rest of the shelf, I am almost done. A Conjuring of Light, I've read Illuminate and Gemina, read Raven Boys and Dream Thieves, read Red Rising Trilogy, and read the Six of Crows Duology, and there's a little bit of space left for when I finally buy Blue Lily Lily Blue and the Raven King. So there's that. Now let's get on to the other shelves. Okay, so I just spent like 15 minutes going through all of the books that I had left over here, and now I have 2 piles of read and unread, except for my Book of the Month books. I haven't gone through those, but my Book of the Month books I'm going to leave the same. I think they are going to go on this shelf right here, but the ones that I've read I'll keep on this side, and the ones that I haven't read I'll keep on this side, and I could just move them over, you know, as I read my Book of the Month picks, because I did unsubscribe. I talked about that as well, but yeah, so let me do the rest of the read books first, and then we will get to the unread books. Okay, I'm now done this shelf essentially. I now just have to do the TBR shelf, and then I'm going to do the Books of the Month books last. Of these, the only book on here that I have not read, well, that's a lie. So actually, I have not read 1984 yet, but I wanted to just keep those together. I know you can't see it, but I'm telling you. I also have not read the H.P. Lovecraft one. That's Jake's book, actually. And then I actually DNF'd Brave New World, so I never actually finished that book either, but I'm never going to, and once again, it's Jake's book, because he read it and liked it, so that's where it's going. And then I've also not read Record of a Spaceborne Few, but I already explained that I'm keeping the series together if I've read a majority of the series. And then I haven't read Hidden Bodies, but I have read You. I probably will never read Hidden Bodies, but I'm keeping them together, because I'm probably never going to read that book. So let's get on to the TBR section. I'll probably have to flip to that side when I start explaining that. Let's do it. Okay, and that is my entire shelf. Reorganization into read books mostly, and unread books. So me and Jake are watching Avengers tonight, and I promised to give my updated rankings. So we're gonna wait for Jacob to get home, and then we will watch that, and I will give you my thoughts and opinions. Even though nobody asked for that, I give them freely, so you're welcome. And yeah, I will see you in a couple of hours when Jake gets home. He should be getting off of work in about an hour, and then we will have dinner and start the movie, and I'm so excited because I'm actually starving. I'm so hungry. I think I'm gonna go have a little snack, finish my smoothie, and then yeah, so thanks for watching for now, and I will talk to you in a couple of hours.
Okay, cheese is good.
I'm leaving that in. We're about to start Avengers Endgame, and afterwards I'll check in. You're so annoying. And give my updated rankings as far as the movies that we've watched. Speaking of which, I just downloaded about 2 hours ago Letterboxd, because it seems like everyone's been using that app recently, so I figured I'd jump on the bandwagon because I'm a bandwagon follower. So a link will be in the description if you want to follow me on Letterboxd. But what are your pre-movie thoughts, Jacob?
About Endgame?
It is 3 hours and 4 minutes. So check in with you at like midnight.
I've already seen Endgame.
I know, but what are your pre-movie thoughts? Like,
I feel like I
excited
can't have
to rewatch it? Are you nervous?
Avengers.
Are you? Well, we'll have to get your updated rankings after the movie as well.
I don't have rankings.
Well, you're going to rank it for me.
One Division's best. Hey.
That's a TV show, it's not a movie. Anyway, we'll be back after we watch the movie, and I'll force Jacob to actually be on camera this time. Because he always tries to avoid it. But I love his cute face. Alright. Be back. finished it. What are your second... Is this only the second time you've seen it?
Mm-hmm.
What are your second time thoughts?
It was good. It was good on the first time.
Well, obviously. Any other thoughts you would like to add?
No.
Okay.
Our cats are cute.
Well, obviously. I'll give my updated rankings as far as the movies. I think my favorite one is this one, actually.
Really?
Only because it has one of my fave tropes, which is time travel. It is one of my fave tropes to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I do love that aspect of it. I do like the sense of finality with it, even though it's literally not a finale, because there's literally going to be more. So, in the sense it is a finale, because it's the end of an era. But at the same time, I'm going to move this over here. Okay, so this is my favorite one, and then Doctor Strange is my next favorite one, because that's also, I didn't eat them. That's also some of my other favorite tropes, or, you know, contingents of a movie.
Time travel.
Well, I do love a good supernatural element every now and then. My third favorite is still Age of Ultron. And then from there, oh, I'm so much more bright now. And then from there, I don't really know. Those are my top three, and that's in a definite order. The next ones are not in so much of a definite order. I liked Black Panther a lot. I think my favorite Captain America was still Civil War, so that would probably be number 5. And then, honestly, Infinity War, like, the reason it's low is because I feel like it's literally a 2.5 hour prologue. In my opinion. Like, yes, it sets up a lot, and it's definitely a filler movie. In my opinion. Jacob, what do you think?
Seeing as I had to explain to you where all the stones were the entire time until that movie, because you wanted to skip half of the movie.
I did want to skip the half movies. You're correct. I will own up to that.
I wouldn't say it's so much as a prologue as it is the convergence of all the timelines.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, none of them were bad. I will say that I did not enjoy any of them. I liked them. Would I like the ones that we skipped? Probably. However, I'm into what I'm into. Don't kink shame me for liking certain ones above others. I did tell Jacob while we were watching the movie that I am more excited now for the Black Widow movie. I kind of actually want to watch it because as much as everyone hates her, I am a Scarlett Johansson fan in these movies. Mainly for the hair. She has great hair. And I think she's a fine actress. She's not Academy Award winning worthy. But she's good. She's not bad. I feel something when she's on the screen. You know who I think is actually bad, though? Jeremy Renner. Like, every time he's like, he has like one look. And like one emotion. Even when it's supposed to be a different emotion. It's like one. But who am I to judge? You know, I'm not an actor. I could not be a very good actor, I'm sure. Anyway, that's my thoughts. That's it for this vlog. Thanks for watching. Anyway, that's it. Bye!